Welcome to Momivate. This is our little podcast called Momversations. We're on the WinWinWomen platform, which is really an exciting platform of how to connect with people. It's kind of like the olden days of the call-in radio show. And the first part of our show, we talk amongst ourselves and lay a little foundation. But then there's time afterwards, which actually does not get recorded. And hopefully that helps callers feel more comfortable about calling in. But it's a chance for people to interact with us, continue the discussion, give your feedback, your input. And it's a really neat platform. We're really lucky here to have that. I'm Regan Barnes, and this is Diana.
Hello.
She is going to be one of our regular guests. So she's already been on the podcast about a month ago, and then we just decided that this could be one of her contributions. Diana, you have been with Momivate for over 4 years.
I have.
It's been wonderful, and she has contributed in so many ways. I was kind of thinking back on that as I prepared for this today. One of the really exciting things I remember from early on was she arranged for Momivate to be the recipient of the employee giving at the place that she was working at that time. That was just like this boost of confidence in our organization. And I just remember that. I would know you've written some blog posts for us. You served as the secretary of our board for a while. We have this thing called Unite Us, which connects people to other resources outside of Momivate. And you've helped people with that. I know that you are always at our events. Like, it's awesome to have your sparkling just personage right there at the events, being willing to jump in and do anything that needs doing at the events. So I just really, I'm so glad you're on. And now to have you participating in this cool way.
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah. Thanks for being here again.
Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't miss it. I love Momivate. It just definitely has grown into be a passion of mine. And I mean, motherhood is not going to go anywhere, so we might as well embrace it.
That's a good point. If people are going to exist on the planet, it's because of moms and motherhood. So I love that. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to play 20 questions today. And for anyone in the future who would like to be on our podcast, you too could choose to go this route. We have 4 different ways that people can participate on our podcast. And 20 questions is just one of them, so that we get to know you and anything that you're willing to share with us. So yeah, let's just hear from you. What is a hobby or activity that you enjoy?
Well, I love crafting. It's a hobby of mine and an activity. It's just fun for me. It's relaxing.
What are some example crafts that you've done?
So I make jewelry.
Oh, fun. And do you sell the crafts that you make?
I do. Yes, I do. And then I also make shirts. I have a lot of fun making shirts and things like that. So
cool. Yeah. That's great. And I suppose you could give them as gifts or something too.
That's usually actually what I end up doing. Like, I make all these things and then I really end up giving them away. So.
Well, and I have the desire to be crafty. I just also have this concern about what am I going to do with it after I make it, so I like the idea of giving it away. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Okay, let's think about your mom and just give us a few little tidbits. What is something you love about your mom?
So I could go on and on. I could do this whole entire show on my mom. Yeah, I definitely could. But one of my fondest favorite things that I can think about is She was really present in my childhood as far as when school activities would come. She would come and do the singing time with our school.
Oh,
And every time she would come, she would come dressed so cute, her makeup so beautiful, and everyone would be like, "Diana, is that your mom? Oh my gosh, is that your mom?" And all the boys thought she was so cute. And yeah, everybody just thought she was just amazing, so pretty, so nice, so fun. And I always just felt so proud that she was my mom.
that's a fun thing
Yes.
to have memories about. I go into my daughter's um, school, and my daughter is in first grade, although I am almost 50 years old. And she did have somebody ask her once, like, why does your grandma come? And my daughter was so cute, just to answer. She was like, well, she's my mom, but she has 8 kids and I'm her youngest. And so to have her kind of have to backtrack a little bit on that. But overall, I think she's glad that I'm there, even if I look like her grandma.
Hey, I think that you look great. But yeah, she always came just looking so amazing. And I was always so proud that she's my mom. So she still does. She still looks like $1 million. And she recently had a lung transplant not that long ago.
Wow.
And still I'll go over and visit her, and she's like not going anywhere, and she's like all dolled up, and she's got her makeup on, and she looks so cute. And I'm like, we're not going nowhere. Like, why you look so cute?
But still wants to look cute.
Yeah.
That's
so.
fun. That's fun. You always look cute. You must have gotten that from her.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So you've told us about crafting as a hobby, and you even give those things away, but do you have like any secret hobbies? Any like hidden talents?
So I am really amazing at Tetris. That's my secret hobby.
And that's useful. Just the other day, I was picking up my groceries, and I use the very convenient Walmart app. It's really nice. I'm so grateful for it. And the young man who was helping put the groceries in my car, he was doing a great job, and I like complimented him. And he goes, "Well, I play Tetris a lot." So it apparently does things for your brain to help you with a lot of the things you need in life. So that's awesome. Have you had a chance to travel? Where do you like to travel if you've had a chance?
Well, I would love to travel more. One of my favorite vacations that I go on with my kids is we go to Bear Lake, and we love Bear Lake. We love Bear Lake, St. George, Pingwich is a little town. One of my favorite vacations that I took when I was younger was to the Cayman Islands.
Oh,
And I'm going to Alaska soon, but
really?
yes, so I'm
Hopefully when
excited.
it's a little warmer.
In May. So.
Okay, yeah, that's probably the best time. That's probably awesome. And let's see, what's on your bucket list?
I want to go sailing. That is on my bucket list.
Is that what you'll do in Alaska?
I don't know.
We haven't figured it out yet.
I'm not sure yet. Yeah, it would be really neat to go sailing though. That's definitely on my bucket list. Is I've always wanted to go sailing. So
one of mine is hot air balloons.
Oh,
I mean, honestly, I worry that I would vomit up there.
I went up in one, just
Did you?
up.
Okay.
And I was in 2nd grade, but I'll never forget it. I was terrified. I have a deathly fear of heights. So
it wasn't fun in that case.
It was still fun though. I
Yeah.
don't think I had quite the fear that I have as an adult.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it grows over time. Or, I mean, it can diminish too, kind of just depending on
Yeah.
circumstances. Okay, if you had to have the same meal for the rest of your life, but you could pick what it was, what would you pick?
Probably like a breakfast burrito
Oh,
with the potatoes and the
nice.
eggs
Yeah.
and the peppers and all that. I love
love
a
that.
breakfast burrito.
Yeah, I wouldn't get tired of that. Yeah, that does sound good. Do you have an item that you can't live without?
An item that I can't live without. Let's see. So I have a little blanket that I had from when I was really young. And I don't know, that's probably like the one thing I wouldn't want to part with.
It's
I,
still,
yeah,
yeah,
I
even though it
do-
was from when you were young.
yeah,
Aw.
I do love my straightener and blow dryer and curling iron and all of that, but you know.
They're not in the sentimental
Yeah.
range like the blanket is. Okay, I like it. I like that the blanket is warm for you both inside
Yes.
and out. That's
Yes.
awesome. All right, if you could learn to do anything, what would you choose? Like, you didn't have to be worried about, am I smart enough, or do I have the strength, or whatever. Just whatever you wanted to learn. You knew you could. What would it be?
If I knew I could, I would love to learn more about like the fine details of all the making of the shirts, all that crafting things, like every little bit. But I would also really love to learn how to quilt and sew and
Mhm.
all of that.
It's
stuff.
related. It's part
Yeah.
of that craftiness, I think. And there it's definitely its own set of skills as far as, all this seamstress, everything. And my mom, when she passed away, she had been a seamstress. So part of what we were sorting through in the aftermath was
Aw.
all of the little bobbins and, knick-knacky type things, but they're necessary for that
Yeah.
job. But I wouldn't know what to do with that particular
Right.
instrument, but it was essential for her as a seamstress. So yeah, it's definitely its own set of skills,
Yes.
not
Yes.
just sit at the sewing machine and
Right.
go. You got to understand all that
Of
stuff.
course, I'd love to learn a lot of different languages too, but there's a lot of things I want to do in life.
Yeah, I agree. I think languages are really cool. And it's not the same to just use Google Translate. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not that's the same as knowing it.
And sign language, I love watching people speak in sign. It's so beautiful to me.
I have a daughter who's
incredible.
minoring in sign language at school.
It's beautiful. It really is. And the whole culture, like just, hearing people, I've had friends that could speak sign language, that's parents had hearing loss, and it's just amazing. Their whole, it's like a whole culture within itself. And
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So let's pretend you have 30 minutes of free time. I know it's a big stretch of imagination to have 30 minutes of free time. But if you did, what would you do with your free time?
Well, I always have all these big plans that I want to do scrapbooking, and I have the scrapbook I've been working on for my mom. It was a gift. I showed her a couple pages for her birthday last year, and her birthday is again in a couple of weeks, and it's still not finished, and it's still not. And I have all these amazing ideas in my head, so that's what I would do with my 30 minutes.
Work on the scrapbook.
But
That's exciting.
it's few and far between, so.
Can I ask what the topic is in this for your mom, the specific one for your mom? Is it like her childhood, your childhood?
No, it's her lung transplant journey, basically. So, yeah.
That's worth remembering.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's cool. All right. Do you get to spend much time outside? What do you like to do if you are an outdoorsy person?
Well, I love outside. I love being outside. I love swimming, so that's my go-to every summer. Every single day, I'm pretty much at a swimming pool with as much free time as I can, and I love it because my kids love to swim as well.
So yeah, it's kind of bonding and
Yes.
a fun thing. Everybody wants to jump in the car and get to the pool.
Yes, we
Nice.
do, and I love that in Utah they have this My County Rec Pass now, and so it opened up a lot of swimming pools for us to go to. Only the adults have to pay. It's incredible and gets the kids outside. I also love hiking. I don't hike crazy trails. I just like little outdoors, trails, walking around at parks. I love walking outside.
Nice. Yeah. And there are hikes that are like that. Like I know of a couple that even are kind of meandering through a neighborhood, but you ultimately end up at a waterfall or something.
Yes,
So
yes.
those are good ones. I like that.
We live in a great, beautiful area, so.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna switch from things that you like to what is something like a chore that you really don't like
Matching socks. I do not like to match socks. In fact, it's so bad. Like if I can't match them, I just have like a bag of socks and I
You're like,
hate
kids,
matching
pick from
socks.
the bag.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna throw every single sock that I own out and just buy all black socks.
Yeah, I've actually sort of gone that route. It's really funny because I really did like one Christmas. I was like, you guys are getting socks in your stockings. Doesn't that, haha, that's funny, socks in your stockings. But and they were all white, 100%. They were all the same, like little ankle whatever socks. And oddly, socks still show up in my laundry that are not white and are not ankles. And I'm like, where did these come from? I really thought I had this taken care of. It's the weirdest thing that
I
these
know
socks
it
like,
is weird.
multiply and replenish out of the blue.
Out of nowhere.
And they don't even look like the socks that we did have because they're white.
Right.
So,
I like to go with the darker socks because we have hardwood floors. And I
okay.
swear to you, you can buy like, and I'm constantly mopping, constantly sweeping, but I do not like the bottoms of the socks to look gross.
Right.
So
and the white they do
at
ultimately.
least if I buy black socks, then I can feel like they don't look dirty. No.
My kids sing this goofy song about black socks and how they know they should wash them, but they don't feel like they need to because they're black. And so it's a really goofy one of those you would sing at camp or something.
Mhm.
Good thing I don't know well enough to sing it. So, all right. Let's think about if you could meet anybody, whether they are currently alive or not. Obviously, you wouldn't meet them in their dead state,
Right.
but just like, using our imaginations again, who would you want to meet? Anyway.
I think I would want to meet Elvis.
Ooh, I like that idea. A younger Elvis or
Yes, a
okay.
younger Elvis.
Okay,
I think.
before he got into all the rhinestones. I like the younger Elvis too.
Like the
And
jailhouse
would you
rock
like ask
Elvis,
him
no?
questions? Yeah, jailhouse rock. There you go. Would you ask him questions? What kinds of conversation?
I don't know. I think I would just want to like hang out with him, maybe sing with him or something.
Yeah,
That would be
like
fun.
karaoke night with Elvis. That idea. It's fun. Okay, so you did already tell us one fun childhood memory about you and your mom would come to the schools. Is there any other fun little childhood memories to kind of make you smile?
We would go to St. George all the time, very often. Pretty much every spring break we would go, or my mom and my aunt would just show up at our school on a whim and be like, we're gonna go to St. George. And so that always makes me smile. My grandparents had a condo and it got used a lot.
Down there in St. George, it was,
Mhm.
that's handy. That's a great way to, I think my kids would tell you about our cabin. It doesn't belong to my husband and me. It belongs to my husband's parents. But because the parents let us use it for free, that's where we have done vacations over the years because that made vacations possible.
Oh,
And so, yeah, it is handy when there's a condo or a cabin
yes.
and you have a place to land.
And
That's nice.
my grandparents also lived in a little town, Panguitch, and so I have a lot of fun memories going there with my dad, going fishing, just riding four-wheelers, motorcycles. I like to ride motorcycles, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I remember that. In fact, it was maybe a Facebook post or something that you made that said something like, okay, it turns out that I don't have time to both ride my motorcycle and clean the house. So I'm looking for somebody to come clean my house. Because you're like, between the two, I would prefer. Do you have any goals that you are currently working on?
Yes, I do. I have lots of different goals. I am working on, just furthering some of my education, like with like certifications, things like that, with work. And um my ultimate goal is I'm not a homeowner as of right now, and so I am working towards hopefully being able to own my own home someday.
Yeah, that's a great goal. That's a great goal. All righty, let's see. What is a book that you would recommend? Are you much of a book reader?
I am. I love to read, actually. So like there's so many I could go list on and on. But
Are you kind of in a certain genre? Like, do you prefer novels? Do you prefer self-help? What's your,
really
like-
it's kind of all over the place. In fact, the book that I was gonna mention, it's kind of like a self-help book, but kind of more like fictional, but it feels like it could be like very, I don't know. I feel like it helped me grow as a person a lot reading this book, even though it's, you know, fictional or whatnot. But
Okay,
yeah.
so kind of served the purpose of both. of
Yes,
those
I feel like
things.
it did.
That's cool.
So it's the Celestian Prophecy. I don't know if you've heard of it by James. I think it's James Redfield, or I'm not sure, but it was a great book. And now there's I think like the 9th or 10th inside, or I don't know. I
So
enjoyed
is
it.
it a series, like several volumes?
It wasn't meant to be that. It's kind of just like principles in life that you can't grow unless like it's basically like the art of mastering like yourself, kind of like you
Okay.
can't, and I'm probably completely massacring this. So if anybody is listening that is a huge Celestian Prophecy advocate, or I'm sorry if I'm totally messing this up, but and then he ended up writing like 2 other ones after, and
Okay.
it's just kind of like an add-on to it. But and I've read the second one, but I haven't read the last one yet. So
Yet is
Yes.
a good word. I like the word yet. That's important. Okay. Would you consider yourself a morning person or a night
A
owl?
night owl, like
Yeah.
through and through. Every night I'm promising that tomorrow will be different and that I'll actually go to bed on time. And I do the same song and dance every single night. That I vow, if for reals, tomorrow I'm gonna actually go to bed on time. But tomorrow doesn't come. No.
Yeah, really. Then it becomes today again.
Yes.
So good. Yeah. I think by nature a night owl, but I'm married to a morning person. And the funny thing about it is I am like you. I'll be like, okay, gotta stop this night owl thing. But he like never says, I gotta stop being a morning person. So that's an interesting like contrast to me, right? Of like, so what is it about the morning that is like he's still getting less sleep than if he was going to bed on time and sleeping in, right? So it's still the lack of sleep, because that's what I thought it was about being the night owl, was that I'm just not getting enough sleep. I'm just not getting enough sleep. But it's like he's also not getting enough sleep, right? But he doesn't mind at all. Like he's all about being a morning person. And I've thought about that ditty that's something like early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And he is very healthy and wise. And we have enough. I wouldn't call us wealthy, but we do have enough, and that's a big blessing. So that's
Nice.
nice. So, do you have any pets?
I do.
Tell us. Tell us all about your pets.
I have an old English bulldog.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So she is a spoiled little brat. So
So you said she's old?
no,
Or that's
she
part
is,
of the breed
well,
name.
she's it's part of the breed name. Yeah.
Okay.
It's called an old English
Oh,
bulldog. So
cool.
yeah.
And how long have you had her?
I have had her, so we got her when COVID happened, with the big COVID check.
It was a coping, yeah, it was a coping thing maybe to have the dog.
Yeah, and well, she was really expensive, and I never would have been able to spend that much on a dog, but we had this free money, so no.
See, I missed that word that you said. Okay, so the checks that came through COVID. Got you. Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
So we got her.
Tell me her name. Did you already mention it?
Lily. Her name is Lily, but we
Lily.
call her Lulu, even though it's so, I don't know. Her name is Lily, but we call her Lulu all the time. So she's
Dog
white,
and
cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
pet names, cutesy nicknames for the pets. That's fun. Who takes care of Lily? Out of curiosity.
We all do.
Really? She's not, because I know some dogs will just be like, they'll know you're the alpha and they'll only let the mom take care of them. But she's not like that. She'll let anybody take care of her.
Yeah, she follows me everywhere though.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
She loves my son though too. Like they're buddies. He loves that dog so much.
Oh,
So.
that's neat. That's cool. All right. Do you have a favorite kind of cuisine?
I love Mexican food.
Yeah, me too.
I do.
Pretty much hands down. I mean, I'm also willing to eat pizza and pasta, so Italian.
I
there
like
too,
Italian also.
but Mexican, especially the squirting the lime on, I'm all about that. That's my favorite. All righty. Just kind of historical here. What was your first job?
My first job, so I had an aunt that she had like a wedding reception place, and so I would go and just help out as a server there. And I don't know if it was really like a job, but that was like the first experience with working. And then I also worked at a toy store. That was probably my first like job.
Okay, where there's like the whole paperwork for taxes and all that is there. The
Yes.
toy store.
It's called All Wound Up.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And that makes sense that you would want to work at a toy store. My 15-year-old is trying to figure out what kind of job he would want to do. And the toy store makes sense. It's fun. That's cool. All right. Do you have a favorite season of the year?
I love summer. I love summertime. Of course, I love Christmas too and Halloween. I love every season really, but summer is probably my favorite. My birthday's in the summer. I love the 4th of July. I love it when it's so hot outside and everyone's just miserable. I love
That's
that.
when you're happy.
I love it.
Everybody's trying to get into the air conditioning, but you're like, hey, soak up the sun.
Let's just go jump in the pool.
Yeah, that's great. Do you have a favorite game you like to play?
I am one of those people that love games, but there's a game called Sequence, and I have a lot of fun playing that, and then one called Cover Your Assets that we like to play.
Cute. Yes, I've heard of that one. That is fun.
It's fun.
All righty. And I think the Cover Your Assets is also like pretty educational. It's nice that you can mix the educational with the fun. So, do you have a favorite sport you like to watch?
Well, I love sports. I love football. My son played football, and so I love football.
Wait, is that past tense?
Yeah, hopefully he'll be playing again next year.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. He's got to work on some grades, but
Okay. And I think that's nice that coaches keep that in mind. The grades are important.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, so
hopefully.
I do love watching football, but I love basketball also. I'm a huge Jazz person. And we won last night. We beat the Lakers, so I was so happy, but
that's impressive. Go Jazz. All right. And we'll just finish up with this question. If you could hire someone either to cook or clean, which one would you?
Clean.
You would have
100% cleaning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, especially because cooking makes the mess.
Yes.
So this way you can have all the fun cooking and they'll have to do the cleaning.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I like that. That's awesome. Well, I am so glad we had such fun. We just zoomed right through these questions. And I think we got a little past 20. That was good. And I want to remind our listeners that it's fun for me. And I would love to have each of you come and be on the podcast. You don't have to be physically in person. We can do it over Zoom, but I'm really glad that Diana comes in person. It's fun here too. And we're building our MomUnity. We like to call it community. You just cancel out that "k" and put in the M for mom. And this is our MomUnity. And this is how we unify. We get to know each other. We get to hear about each other's lives. And it's just a beautiful way to build our MomUnity. So thank you, Diana.
Yes, thank you for having me.